This is another excerpt from my upcoming book, If I Weren't Black, I Would Join the Klan. This is from the chapter Options. This is a black woman, a black child. Raising a child without a father in and of itself is a daunting task. How does a single mother with a son continue to maintain the respect and degree of control over a child that is coming into his own? She can't expect a young man to want to hang with his mother. Furthermore, peer pressure is the external enemy that not only affects the child but the entire family should the child give in to the peer pressures of being a teen. Most black mothers in the inner city are young mothers whose children have been abandoned by their fathers or whose children have fathers that are incarcerated. Remember, I said most, not all. Some mothers inadvertently raise young men in the family to feel like they are obligated to support and protect the family. Even worse is when a mother raises a young man to be the head of the household before he can fully understand what his role as a child is. Commonly, there is a "I don't need a man" mentality held by black women that while I agree that it's not my place to dispute that mindset, having a young man in the house should not be the justification for that type of thinking. Being prematurely forced into manhood should not be an option given to a young man. He also should not be made to believe that a home void of a father is the norm. Sure, a lot of black mothers are doing what they have to do to raise their children, and a lot of mothers have done a great job, but statistically, black single-parent households account for 77% of our young incarcerated black males. When talking to some young inmates during the research of this book, I learned that the majority of the inmates were permitted to stay out all night at ages as young as 11 years old. A few of them said that at 13, as long as they checked in every few days, they were good to go. When asked how they got around school, most of them just laughed and said, "What school?" Quite a few of the men convicted of selling drugs said that their mothers encouraged their lifestyles as long as the money was coming in and were told just to be careful. Now, the options given to the daughter in the black household are determined more by the many variables that exist in the home as she grows into adulthood than by the external pressures that society can bring about. For instance, what a lot of black men fail to realize, good or bad, that if they are in the home and they are consistently establish a relationship with their daughters, they are quelling the need for their daughters to seek nurturing protection from a male outside of the home. Daughters are not built to see their fathers as weak or inadequate. They see their fathers as protectors of the home and everything that dwells within the home. Even fathers that are outside of the home that maintain a relationship with their daughters are less likely to have their daughters fall prey to the wolves lurking in the streets waiting to be the surrogate father to their daughters. Some of the greatest so-called players in the inner city have daughters that have fallen prey to some of the same games that they have played. How much time would it have taken for a father to reveal his tricks of the trade to his daughter so that she may not become a victim of the streets? When there is no interaction between the father and the daughter's option of finding protection from a male father figure is limited, and unless the mother is cognizant of her daughter's need to feel reassured and protected, a daughter's desire for those intangibles may be redirected into the streets. You'll find that young women have been complimented, reassured, loved, and protected by their parents, especially their fathers, are less susceptible to being involved with someone that does not respect and appreciate her worth. A father's whisper of love reaches far beyond the audible threshold of a shout in the street. As I stated, there are many variables in the black home that can determine the options daughters are given. If a mother was not given the correct options as a young woman, it's difficult for her to be expected to understand the options needed to be instilled into her daughter that will promote a healthy and productive lifestyle in society. A lot of inner city mothers were not given the option to even live life as a teen. Many adolescent black females know more about raising children than they do about enjoying a life as a young adolescent female. They weren't afforded the option to slowly grow into womanhood. And oftentimes, and especially in the homes of single mothers where the eldest child is a female, the mother has to work multiple jobs or long hours at a single job. That daughter must assume the role of the mother. She maintains the house, supervises the children, feeds the children, and performs any other task that a child her age should never have to concern themselves with.